Put in a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hi.
What's going on?
A lot. A lot is going on.
You're getting retrograded.
I am.
I know.
I am. In fact, hang on.
Okay, we're hanging.
Not too tight though. I had my radar going today, my app, and it said Mercury 10. So evidently Mercury is like hitting at 10. Instead, on a scale from 1 to 10, it's hitting at 10 today.
I wonder what degrees it's at. I'm gonna look.
I don't know.
I'm looking.
But I believe Harbor. Interesting.
I thought it said karma.
Nope, harbor, like a boat harbor.
Where you keep blinking on and off.
Magical.
Yeah, it's a thing. This is kind of an old computer, and it doesn't have a whole lot of processing power or memory, and it's a thing.
It's a thing.
My other computer, there's just no volume. You can't hear me. So I'm going to have to get that figured out. See, the cat keeps walking on my keyboard because I keep forgetting to put my keyboard away when I'm done using my computer. And then I come back and it's in airplane mode and the Wi-Fi shut off. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I am. I'm talking about you. And it,
Why,
you know,
why are you blaming? You're blaming everything on the cat.
Chris.
Just because the cat did it.
Poor cat. Now I sound like I'm echoing on your computer.
I'm echoing.
I'm echoing, maybe.
I don't hear an echo.
Okay.
Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome to another cool and groovy edition of The Otter's Den with your hosts, Keith and Joni.
What's going on? We barely made it.
Yeah, I was booking to try to get online and get everything else set up. Howie says we sound fine.
Good deal. Good
All
deal.
right. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lois. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Chris. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Howie. I think I got everybody. If
Hi,
not,
everybody.
hi, everybody. Feel free to share. Sharing is caring. I'll be right back. No looking at my butt.
Oh, great. How Scorpio is that, you guys? Caring is sharing. Thumbs up us.
Give us a like. We are
Mercury
coming.
is at 101.
What?
It's at 1.
1 degree?
1 degree. Yeah.
Aha. Well, it's hidden.
It's hitting. Well, there's 5 right now in retrograde, so we can't really blame it all on Mercury, but it's computer stuff, so we'll blame it on Mercury.
Yeah. Well, I'm not blaming it on Mercury. Cat, if you knock over my modem, just hang on. Come here. No, come here.
Poor cat.
Oh.
Poor Thor.
My modem's right up here, and he climbs the wall. He climbs up the wall in order to get on my top shelf of my desk here, and he likes to knock my modem off.
He's just exploring. He's just exploring. He's exploring.
He can go explore in his litter box. He can find stuff in there.
Yeah, he's
something earlier today that Mercury is transiting Virgo, the Virgo moon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Oh wait, transiting Virgo moon will conjunct Mercury this evening.
Where do we even start for this week? We made it. We're entering into the week of all weeks of the year. I don't know what to say. You can't.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I did, Renee.
This is bubble suit week.
Yes. Yes, it is.
This is bubble suit week.
No. 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 We do not slay in my plants. No.
Yeah, don't let him eat the plants.
Correct. You have boxes. I got you cardboard boxes just so you had something to lay in and play in. I did that for you because I love you.
Bubble suit, Sarah. And bubble suit.
I'm going to have to get plant hangers.
Bubble wrap. That's right, Renee. Bubble wrap suit. This, honestly, don't listen. Do yourselves a favor this week. Don't listen to any astrologers this week. Don't listen to any astrologers this week.
There's a lot of them out there putting out the doom and the gloom, and
yeah,
all is falling down. That it's the tower moment, blah, 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 blah.
Well,
a lot of it.
We've been talking about this since July. We knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. We knew it was coming. You know, we've been forewarned. What it is in kind of in a little better terms is, do you remember that square that we had with Algol back in July?
Yes.
It was the Trump assassination attempt and Biden stepped down.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of that, there was a Mercury square in Uranus. That's retrograding back to go over that again. Okay. And then it's going to make another square back. So that's when the internet went down all over the world as well.
Yep. Yep.
So that's happening. That's one thing. But the main thing this week, we start off the week with that wonderful Jupiter and Mars are together. And I've been writing about this. It's really a wonderful energy. You know, Mars is drive, energy, Jupiter is expansion. That's great. Well, what happens as we go on more into the week, we are leading up to what's called a T-square. It's where two planets square 90-degree angles. Then we have what we call an apex. And then we've got an opposition.
So one up here.
Yeah.
At a 90-degree angle.
Right. So we've got two of those going on. And they are at full beam alert the day of the Democratic Convention.
Imagine that.
And not only that, but it hits a full moon in Aquarius. And Uranus is full front and center on that. So the energy between now and let's say the 23rd, it's anybody's guess.
23. Interesting.
It's anybody's guess.
23.
There is a lot of gloom and doom out there. There's a lot of, the earthquakes, we knew they were coming because they always come, like when we say they are with Uranus.
Yeah, they do. Another one in California today, 500 aftershocks. There's one in China. It's time for them.
We're a week out. We're actually a week out from this peaking.
Yeah.
So
already.
They're already hitting. So that kind of gives us. It's not the. I guess we just got to roll and watch it. Listen to what is going on with the Democrat convention. You're going to like this because astrology, we look at what? History.
Yes.
We go back and say, well, what happened the last time the North Node was in Aries and the South Node was in Libra? Well, in 1968, the Democrat convention was in Chicago. 1968, it was in Chicago. It's in Chicago this year. Apparently, at that convention, there was a lot of fighting. Whoever was supposed to take the nomination stepped down, which was Johnson, apparently. There was fighting within the convention itself. The delegate people were apparently fighting. There were protests going on with the Vietnam War.
Yep.
That was the year that Bobby Kennedy and MLK were assassinated. Kennedy. We've also got a Kennedy running now.
Yes, we do.
It's a little bit weird. And that's when we had Aries and Libra on the axis.
It's eerily similar.
Very similar.
And that party is already self-imploding. It's if you sit back and listen and watch, Dan Bongino, there's some others I can't remember. Dennis Michael Lynch,
Okay.
a couple others.
Do you want to look at her chart? Now, we've been talking about her chart. I ran this chart back in July. This was on when we had the Mars algal stuff, and I said he's going to step down. Remember?
Yep.
Okay, here's her chart. This is the work you do on charts with transits. Look, okay, this is Kamala's. Now she's got that T-square, right? That whole T-square situation. At the time I ran this, I said, Keith, her chart is so strong. It looks really good. Remember?
Yeah.
But then we looked at August 19th and I said, wait a minute. Saturn is going to be hitting that, all of her Saturn, transit Saturn, which restricts things, which is karma. So let's say, for example, you're on the karma train now and it's in Pisces and you've been a good girl and everything has gone your way. Karma, Saturn rewards like no others. Karma is getting ready to oppose her natal Venus, natal Pluto, and natal Uranus, all in the 4th house. In a mundane astrology chart, and this is an opposition, that's the homeland. I don't even know what to say to this. That T-square is squaring her Uranus, Pluto, and Venus. I don't know what to, I really, I swear, I'm like looking at this going, are you shitting me? Not only that, we've got Mercury and the Sun. Mercury's going backwards. It's going to run into the Sun at what's it called? To the heart of the Sun, a Cassimi.
Kiss it.
Mercury in retrograde is going to be Cassimi on this full moon, which means we're going to get some kind of communication, because that's what Mercury is, in Leo. Leo would represent the president or the head of the country. I don't know what's going to happen, but you better believe I would put $50 down. Something will happen. Here are the 2 T-squares. Let's see. July 22nd, I ran this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Chicago.
Okay.
Those are the 2 T-squares. All of the energy from the 2 planets go up into the square. Okay. So we've got Uranus. Well, we've got Venus, which could be you know what else this could be? This could be the stock market. This could be the stock market imploding. Could be the stock market. So we got,
Well, I mean,
I'm telling you.
It dropped over 1,000 points, like 1,100 points or something like that the other day. It's never, ever dropped 1,000. Never.
Who knows? Venus.
Bidenomics.
We got
Bidenomics.
Venus and Saturn. The apex is Mars, Jupiter. That's the triggers, Mars, Jupiter. The other one, it's the moon and the sun. It's the full moon, and the apex is Uranus. What the hell is going? I mean, why do you think they're saying gloom and doom?
Shit's gonna hit the fan.
As we've got Mercury going backwards into retrograde with the Cassimi. I have never. Oh, and it's going to be okay. So then we got Algol. Okay.
I was just gonna say, but wait, there's more.
I have never in my life. I don't know.
I'm gonna interject for just a second.
Interject, because I'm kind of speechless.
Mercury, I'm gonna go over and beep. That's all, folks. Words are hard. First of all, Mercury retrograde, like she said, Mercury goes backwards. Brings up stuff you need to look at. So look at it. Back up your computers, back up your phones.
It's too
Give
late.
yourself some extra time for traveling. Check your car over, check your hoses, check your tires, check your fluids, check your battery.
Park the freaking car until the 22nd.
Option. Seriously. Watch others driving. Drive defensively.
God.
But that leads into paying attention to your surroundings. And that lends into what she's been discussing right now, especially if you live in Chicago, if you live
Earthquake.
earthquake country. Believe it or not, Nebraska has fault lines. Have some emergency supplies, some water setbacks, a couple weeks of extra food. You know, if something happens, the power lines go out. You know, we have ice storms here every winter. We do. It's Nebraska, and we'll lose power for anywhere between a few hours to a week. I bought a 7,000 watt generator that can run my stove, refrigerator, freezer, heater, water heater, you know, and a few lights. Everything I need to be comfortable here. So I always make sure I have a little couple 5-gallon cans of gas or extra propane because it'll run on either. But you're going to want to pay attention. And the closer we get to the election, you're going to want to pay attention all the time. Because there's going to be things happening out there. I'm sorry, what?
We got eclipses during the election, so we'll kind of be able to gauge on that. We'll be able to tell on that one because there's no way it's going to be like this.
Yeah, but I mean, with the astrology, I mean, it's possible things could happen at the convention, around polling places. So just be mindful, be careful, pay attention. Don't have your face in your phone. Also, to all my lovely Republicans out there, I know this is going to sound weird, but vote early. If you can vote early, vote early. Because with all this astrology, Mercury being in retrograde, et cetera,
System
there could be some black swan events. There could be power outages. Oh, look, we ran out of paper. Oh, look, we ran out of ink, so we can't print ballots. Oh, look, a pipe burst, so it knocked out, the computers got wet. Any number of things can prevent you from voting on voting day. So if you can vote early, vote early. That way your vote counts.
Do you know what's weird that you just said that? Is I just read today Virginia is going to paper ballots. So that governor signed an executive order going to paper ballots. And I thought,
there's
that's odd.
It's been proven there's back doors into all those voting machines.
Right. I get that. But you're mentioning that, and I just read that. I just saw that.
Yes, Sarah, solar panels.
I think that's smart. I think it's time to be,
hey,
this is crazy. This is going to be fun to watch.
I got plenty of popcorn. I do. I have a lot. I bought popcorn from Renee's child because scouts and stuff. So I got a lot of popcorn.
Well,
I got a lot of popcorn.
You know, I love Rick Levin. He's my favorite astrologer. And he's like, this is not just one time, because if you listen to any astrologer right now, they're really flipping out.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've never seen them flip out.
Yeah.
This is the cycle that started back on, and I know I talk about it all the time, the great Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which was December 21st, 2020, which began the lockdown. This is that we're in that pattern still.
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's be smart, be aware, and just be aware. Keep vibrating as high as you can and don't get sucked into fear. Right? Don't get sucked into fear. And
I wake up in the morning. I thank Spirit for another day. I say good morning to the sun. I say good morning to everybody here. And I tell myself it's going to be a great day. That is how I start my day, with my coffee. And I don't let things get to me.
You can't.
I know what could happen out there. I know what might happen out there. I know how it might happen out there. But I also know how to avoid things and use common sense. If if we have an earthquake here in Nebraska, God forbid, and our power goes out, whatever, I'm prepared. Now, if my house falls in on me, that's another thing. But it's with tornadoes. It's good and strong. So we'll see. But we normally have little ones. But just be prepared. Be a good Boy Scout, Girl Scout. Be prepared. Plan in advance.
I don't think
Common
she's going to
sense.
make it. I don't think she's going to I think she's going to get switched out. I
Yes.
don't.
I've been saying that, and people think I'm nuts.
I don't know how somebody can take a hit like. I really would tell her to stay home. I've
They won't
never
let her
seen a hit like this.
They won't let her talk to reporters. Already. Like I said, there's already dissension in the ranks.
Okay, so there's issues with her.
Yes.
Okay.
She's. I'm just going to say this. In my opinion, she's a cackling hen. She says something.
Keep the Libra out of the lamb.
There's a point, though. She cannot hold a conversation without a teleprompter. She cannot give speech without a teleprompter. She cannot answer questions unless they're prescripted.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is on her natal chart? She's got on her natal chart. This is really interesting because she's actually got not a bad natal chart at all. Yes. Not a bad one. But we were talking about Cassimi and Mercury, speech, and her Mercury is Cassimi with the sun. Yes. So it was burning on the day of her birth, and she was born on a full moon, and it was the exact time of a full moon, and that Mercury is opposing the moon, and so there's a lot of that. I think it's done out of. Sometimes when the sun is Cassimi on Mercury, it burns it. It almost overpowers it. Mm-hmm. So this is something that she has done from the time of birth. So, but I feel bad for all these people that they keep booting out, and I think it's rotten.
Yeah, I'll bring up Renee's comment here. And her running mate is no better. I can't remember what the hell his name is. Minnesota governor, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, this guy, he's
going to blow up.
He's admittedly supporting socialism. He wants to put tampon machines in the guy's bathroom.
We don't want to get booted.
You
got to watch what you're saying.
I am watching what I'm saying because I can see myself right there.
Well, here's the deal. He's so let me tell you, I've looked at his chart, and we don't have a time of birth, but he's so loaded with Aries. He's gonna just, how Aries are.
He's gonna blow up.
Blow up, yeah. So don't worry about that. It's
his temper's gonna get to him.
Oh, very much so.
I've listened to him talk.
And does he have that fiery Aries?
Just talking, you can feel the Aries coming out. So if somebody gets in his face, if he has to debate Vance, that's going to be a show.
Well, here we go with the Aries. As Aries, that's Aries' biggest lesson is to learn to tone it down.
Take a step back, practice the pause.
I mean, it is the tough lesson for anybody that's got an Aries rising, an Aries, especially an Aries moon.
Yeah.
Or an Aries sun. Aries are very blunt, but man, that is a tough, hard lesson. I know. I've been there.
Me too.
It's a tough lesson. So you've got a lot of Aries energy with him, and it'll be a blow up. That's a blow up. But hers is I feel bad. I can't help but not feel bad. I can't. It's a tough chart. Saturn is the old guard. It's the old structure when we look at it in mundane astrology. It's the old guard. It's what they represent, the old guard.
Yeah.
And we've got Pluto sitting on 0 degrees of Aquarius going, no, I'm coming back for one last wipeout, heading into Capricorn, and that old guard is gone. So I don't know. I just don't know.
I apologize for the background noise. That's my cat crawling up the back of my computer desk.
I don't know. She's I will be she may get the nomination, but it's not going to last. That's just my intake from
I don't
astrology, and think about it, you guys. The astrology has been spot on since July, with
spot on
the assassination, him stepping down. She may come in as president. I still wouldn't be surprised at that, but it's not going to last.
No,
because I've never seen anybody take a hit like this on Saturn. Let's see what the karma train brings.
Yeah.
And that's what you do with Saturn transits. Saturn transits, you go with the flow, and they are 100% karma. And if you haven't learned the lesson from previous times, you're going to get whacked
this time.
I've never seen Venus, Pluto, and Uranus get whacked by Saturn all at one time in an opposition. That's
crazy.
Tough.
It is
That's
crazy.
Tough. But, you know, for this Jupiter-Mars that's going on this week, the big peak times are going to be really Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with this. And then around the 22nd, we kind of calm down a bit. Okay. But take advantage this week of the little bit of Mars, Jupiter that we've got, where you've got a little bit more energy, breakthroughs. Things can really, projects can get off the ground. It's a great transit. It's a shame that it's going to be squaring Saturn and opposing Venus.
Yes. And Gina, getting back to your question, any recommendations on what to do to vibrate at a higher level? Yes.
Go to the beach.
Yes. Ground. Get in the water. Get in the ocean. That is one of the best grounding techniques. If you don't have water available near you, take a shower. Your pipes come in through the ground, come up, flow over you, back down into the ground. You can go outside barefoot and put your feet in the grass, the ground. Go out and do some gardening. Stay hydrated. And there are stones and crystals that can help you vibrate at a higher vibration. But keeping a positive attitude. And by that, I don't mean that you always have to be smiling, laughing, giggling. Okay. Just being positive is knowing that even if you're having a bad day today, tomorrow is a new day. Every day is a new day. We get a chance to start again. And with everything that happens to us, we learn. So look at things like, not why is this happening to me, but what is this teaching me? How is this helping me grow? That is one of the best ways to stay vibrating at a higher level. And do your shadow work. Do your shadow.
And you know, when you have a strong Saturn involved with this, a lot of this is karmic.
Yes.
So journal it, talk to your ancestors and say, help me. I need to know what path I need to get on. It's your.
Yes, I'm voting for the felon, just saying.
You know, it's a lot of it is karmic. But the Mars Jupiter, if you can concentrate on that energy.
Hey, Robert.
But the thing is, Saturn is going to be restricting a lot. Saturn's basically coming into this Mars energy, and Jupiter saying, wait a minute, you don't have your ducks in a row. I'm not going to let you go through with this yet. You know, it's like, oh, I want to buy that car. I love that car. I got the funding. And all of a sudden, the brakes are put on it.
You're
You know
fine,
what I
Sarah.
mean? And then Venus is opposing it, going, you don't have that money. So there's a lot going on. It is a cosmic cluster, FAWK,
Yes.
big time.
Yes, Jennifer, you can see my cat. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, I think the best now, Gina, when I want to raise my vibration, I listen to music. I'm an air sign. So if you're an air sign, you need a lot of noise, drum circles, air sign, music, drum circles, those bowls,
Singing bowls?
the bowls because air
Mhm.
signs need stimulation. So that's Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Meditating doesn't work for us. We fall asleep. You can't meditate if it doesn't work. So a
This
lot
is
of people,
Thor.
meditation doesn't work for everybody. Um,
No,
you know, it,
every
you got to find what makes you happy to raise your vibrational level.
a lot of times my meditation is driving down the highway.
Right.
I don't sit there and close my eyes while I'm driving, blah blah blah. But I'm jamming to my favorite music.
Yep.
I'm rolling down the road. My mind's clear.
Yep.
I can think.
Thinking.
I don't have 50 million things going through my head like I do right now, like I do at work. I'm in my zone. I'm in my comfort zone, in my truck by myself. Got my jams. And have you ever been driving down the highway and all of a sudden you're 20 miles from where you last remember and you don't remember driving that period?
I do it all the time.
Guess what? You were probably meditating.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
It's a thing.
It's a thing but I think,
Ew!
right now, just between now and say the 22nd looks like, we have a yod that comes in on the 22nd, which a yod is, remember, it's the finger of God. Right. Now, we had what was called an iron yod over the weekend, which is called the hammer's Thor. So Thor's hammer. So,
Sometimes.
yeah, I can't as a Libra. I can't. I listen to music. Air signs love music. Try music and blast it, and that's what I do. A friend of mine is a Libra. He gets downloads when he's in the shower, like you say, Keith. Water.
Yes.
You got to find what works for you. It's all a very personal thing. So what works for Keith might not work for me. But I think I would ask, and I think a lot of it is what makes you happy. Where do you elevate?
Yeah. Where's your happy place?
Where's your happy place? Diet is important between now and next week.
Food. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
Diet is super important, not to eat a lot of crap.
Food. Real food.
Yeah.
90% of the food in our grocery stores right now didn't exist.
Right.
8
Go to
years
the
ago.
market.
Okay.
Go to the farmer's market.
Yes. Live food, fruits, vegetables, meat, beef.
Yep.
Beef is so important. I know there's vegans, and I know. But meat is one of the best nutrient sources, especially beef. Grass raised, pasture raised beef is necessary in your diet. We are omnivores. We have teeth for both eating not meat and meat. It's supposed to be in our diet. We actually have cannabinoid receptors in our bodies. Back in the day when wild hemp grew everywhere, the deer ate the hemp, the buffalo ate the hemp, we ate the deer, we ate the buffalo, therefore we got the cannabinoids. Now, you can't have cannabinoids unless you're in certain states. your body actually needs them. We have receptors for them. It's supposed to be in our diet. It is good for us. They have cured things with it, and they refuse to let those cures out. It is an acre of hemp produces way more paper than an acre of trees, and it's
Funny.
you can get a couple crops of hemp a season out of a field. You don't have to irrigate it. You don't have to spray it. I mean, it's at one time we were required to grow hemp back in Washington's day.
We grow it here.
Yeah,
They make
in
all
some
kinds of
states
stuff
it's
with it
legal.
here.
Industrialized hemp is legal in some states. They use it to make products. Hempcrete. They make hempcrete plaster. It is more fire retardant than regular
Yeah.
plaster or wallboard.
We have a lot of people use it here.
Mhm.
I think what's important too, because there's going to be a lot with this Kissimmee as well. Things that turn off your TV. Do not watch turn off the noise.
Mainstream media, do not buy it.
Noise.
The
Turn
polls,
off the
do not
noise.
buy them. They are biased.
All the noise is so unhealthy. And you know what's funny is I redid my cable because it was so expensive. And I called him and he said, well, you only got 15 channels. So of course I picked HGTV, of course, Bravo with the housewives
hmm
and, just the other stuff. I don't know. I didn't pick one news channel.
I don't watch the news.
No.
Um,
And it's better. I think you got to turn down the noise. I think you got to walk away from the electronics at a point. And outside, just listen to something.
yes.
And,
I love sitting on my front porch with my coffee in the morning.
That's it.
Listening. And when I get home at night, I'll sit out there for a little bit, or I'll go out
Right.
back and sit, or I'll go in the garden and just listen.
And
Breeze flowing through the trees, the
you know,
birds.
you can get your news on a lot of channels.
Rumble? Yeah, Rumble,
There's a lot
Facebook.
of independent channels.
Yes.
I think when you start to look at foreign news, you're much better off because a lot of it has been kept away from us here.
Foreign newscasters will say it like it is.
Yes.
They
And,
will.
if, look at what's going on in, another thing, when we've got Pluto with this Aquarius, you got to remember the old guard is no longer going to be in play.
Mm-mm.
It's gone. We are moving into Aquarius, which is freedom for the people.
Yes.
And you have got to be mentally and spiritually ready for what's coming because none of us, and I'm telling you, turn on any astrologer right now and they don't know what to say.
Mm-mm. I'll guarantee you a lot of the senior members of Congress and the Senate aren't going to be around that much longer.
Well,
there's going to be a younger generation moving in to take their place.
Good. It needs to be.
It does.
But I think when you stop looking at it as red and blue, you've reached a milestone because that's not where the issues are. It's worldwide.
Red versus blue
It's gone.
brings division.
Well, that's silly. It's just silly. That was gone in 2020. And if you're still in that mindset, you've got some work to do. And it's we're going into this, and there's no stopping what's coming.
Right.
And
I like
Pluto and Aquarius there's no stopping.
No, this is happening. And I do like Linda's comment, though. That touches on something you mentioned earlier about asking your guides.
Yeah.
Right when you're ready to fall asleep, especially like, say, if you got the TV on or the radio on, all of a sudden, if you pay attention, you don't hear it anymore. But yet you're still awake, but you don't hear it. That is the best time to ask your guides for assistance. The
Absolutely.
absolute best time to speak with your guides, to speak with your angels, to ask for guidance. That is the best time.
And here, I figured this out, and this is good because this is really good positive energy from now until like the 23rd, because we'll talk about the full moon. See, not only do we have this T square going on, we've got another T square going on with the full moon. So we've got, it's a mess. I don't know what else to say. But
Right.
that Cassini with Mercury going retrograde, it's going to be in Leo. It's going to be loud. Mercury's going to be very, very loud. And it's going to tell us about what it passed over before. So get prepared for some downloads of information that you are going to be shocked and haven't heard because Uranus is in there.
Yeah, that
I mean, it's coming.
Yep.
The 18th, 19th. Now, Mars, Jupiter play on that good energy because it is good energy, and kind of I'm just going to look around for your, just be aware of your surroundings. You know, there was another attack in New York, and these people are attacking people that are coming in here that have not been vetted, and women are getting assaulted horribly. And it's happening. I have brought this up every Wednesday. I have talked about the girls that have lost their lives, and it happened again today. It is a commonplace thing. So be aware of what's going on.
Yes, and watch your local DMVs. Watch your local DMVs. Dennis Michael Lynch shared a video of a DMV, I believe, in Florida. One of his friends tried to take his daughter there, and they said, "We'll come back tomorrow," because the line was so long. And so they went, like an hour before the place opened, and the line was, and it was all illegals trying to get a identification card so they could vote.
Well, they're legal in a lot of states. Minnesota, you can get one if you haven't been vetted.
Right. And
So,
what do you need to vote in certain states? An identification card. In Nebraska, you now have to show your picture ID.
I've always had to show an ID.
I am proud.
I don't know why not. You have to get an ID just to buy a vape.
Yes.
Get on a plane.
Yes.
Write a check.
Mhm.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, you don't have to get a driver's license. You can get a picture ID. You can. I mean, there's a number of ways to get
Just
something.
just with the Mars. This is where it's hitting in certain depending on what you are. So, and this is good energy. This Mars, I like this Mars Jupiter. So concentrate on that. So if you're an Aries or an Aries rising, it's hitting in your third house. Okay. That's your house of podcasts, communications, writing, communications. That's a good house for Aries rising. But
I'm actually doing pretty good with all this.
Good.
My issue is, but this has been for a while now. I have no drive. And by that I mean, I know I need to dust. I know I need to vacuum. I know I need to put the dishes in the dishwasher. I know I need to do my laundry. But you know what? I live by myself. I can do it whenever the hell I want to.
That's right.
And sometimes I just need to sit. I need to rest. I need to heal. And that's okay. Like after working all week at work, my shoulders hurt. So I rest them over the weekend. My neck hurts. So I rest it over the weekend. I get the ice. I get the heating pad. I've got a heated vibrating shoulder brace for my shoulder. I use that. And I get myself back up. And then Sunday, I usually get up. Like Sunday, I started dusting and vacuuming yesterday. Got almost the whole upstairs to do. I've got so much. I know I don't have a lot in my house, but I have so much to dust. It takes me 2 days, literally 2 days to dust.
Well,
That's if I've been working at it. I got all my stones, my crystals, and it's just a lot. And with Freya shedding twice a year, oh my God, you can reach down, grab her fur, and come up with a handful of it. I'm not kidding. I picked a pile off of her like this, and she doesn't like to be brushed. She doesn't like to be groomed. She loves it, and she thinks it's a game, and she tries to eat it out of my hand. So it's difficult to brush her. I almost need two people. Um, so if anybody wants to come help brush my chow chow, just saying. Um,
That's funny. Well, it's
we'll
good
get
for
done.
right now. Aries rising. It's good for communications. It's good to work on podcasts. It's good to work on writing. It's good to do anything that's communicative. Also with things in the neighborhood groups.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and do something. Get out of the house for a little bit.
We always have to show ID, Renee. We always do have. I don't know the big deal. You should have to.
But before Nebraska passed the law that you had to, I always showed mine. And
I don't
every
get
year
it.
they tell me that you don't have to do that. I'm like, I know, but I'm proud to.
Not
They
us,
just smile at me.
dude.
Well, the Republicans smiled at me. The Democrats just shook their head.
Dude, we are not allowed to vote if we don't have an ID, even if the people that are working the desk knows us.
Yeah.
You
And
have to show it.
what
And
would be
that's how,
awesome?
I don't know why that's such a big deal.
What would be awesome is if, they got the ballot boxes, for early voting.
We don't.
Those things, well, other states do.
We do,
Um,
but they're in the clerk's office. They're in the courthouse.
Well, some states have them just in the public, random places, um, so people can vote early. And I mean, there's videos all over. Well, there was anyway of people just stuffing those
Yeah.
things. So it would be awesome if we could have like a group of people come together and take shifts, videoing that box all the time from the start of voting to the end of voting, to watch the people, to watch how many votes they shove into the box, to watch how many times they come back. That is legal proof right there.
Well, isn't that a shame? That's a damn shame. If they find a state that does that and allows it, they should boot them out and not let them vote the next election and say, sorry, you're not allowed to vote next time.
Yeah.
You're
something.
booted. Something. They got to come up with something because you just can't. It's ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
It's out of control.
Soul tired is a thing, Monica. Soul tired is a thing. There is mentally tired, there is physically tired, and there is soul tired.
Soul tired. Every astrologer right now is soul tired.
Yes.
You can hear it when they're talking. They're like, I don't know what to say.
But yes, Sarah, we do need a way to stop them from voting. Why do you think they've had the border open for the last 4 years?
Sarah,
Trump was getting it shut down, and
I don't
record numbers.
my biggest thing about that
record
is
numbers.
the children and the women that are being really butchered and unalived.
Yes, they are being kidnapped in other countries so that they can get into our country easier. They're being separated from their
It's
families.
a lot of trafficking. I've been watching it. I talk about it every Wednesday night.
And then they ship them to random cities without that city's permission and drop them off.
Well, the sin is the children, and the DNA testing was stopped in 2021, where if you brought a child over with an adult, there was DNA testing to see if that child belonged with that adult, and that was canceled. So ask about
Who did that?
unaliving and traffick, and I know about it. I've been screaming about it. I can't scream anymore. Over 100,000 children.
Yeah.
Now, that makes everybody sit up and go, really? Why?
Well, if you think about it,
It's
and
thin. 100,000 that were given to quote unquote sponsors that were selling them.
Yes. Now, when our last president was still in office, there were underground explosions all over the world. There's things called DUMBs, deep underground military bases, I believe. Those things were used for all kinds of things that they say they were not used for, and they say they don't exist, but they do, in my opinion. But they brought children up, a lot of children up.
Listen, we've never had the amount of children now that we have had in the past.
And
I watched this. This has been my life.
the children were used to make a very specific drug, and I'm not going to say
Well,
it because this will get wiped. But a lot of the evil people, creatures of this earth, use that
horrific
drug.
right now.
And it's a thing. Do some homework, do some studying.
Well, do your homework on the kids. That's where I focus, the women and the kids and the unaliving, and because that's the thing. True crime.
But my point is, our last president was ending that and rescuing those kids. And this current administration, look at what they've done to the kids.
Let me tell you something. The last 4 combined admins, have less in their 4 terms than we have had in the past 4 years. And that is a new fact.
Yes.
I've watched it.
Yes. It is me off.
I can't even talk about it.
You know, I've got a son, I've got a daughter. Luckily, I live in small town USA in Nebraska.
Well,
we have, however, we live pretty close to the I-80 corridor. The I-80 corridor is one of the biggest sex trafficking corridors for stealing
watch
people.
races, you can't say that. You can't say that.
And B, transporting people. Why can't I say it?
Because you get shut down. You're not allowed to talk about it. Not allowed to talk about it.
It needs to be talked about.
I know, but you got to use code words. It's. Let's get to the Mars Jupiter. Let's talk about good stuff. We got to keep our vibe. You got to keep your vibe higher.
Sarah got what I was talking about right there. Sarah knows exactly what I was talking about right there. Look up red shoes.
Yeah. Louis Vuitton shoes are red soles. I love Louis Vuitton shoes. Aries is 3rd house. Communications. Taurus rising. This is good for you. This is in your 2nd house. 2nd house, money. Who am I doing now? Taurus. Let's see. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, 1st house of self. That's a good place for that to be.
Yes.
That's you. Gemini, I'm doing this in my head. Oh, this is crazy. Gemini, Cancer. It's in your 12th house. Leo, career wards, 11th house. Virgo, 10th house, career. That's a great placement for Virgo for career. Virgo and Virgo rising, that is wonderful for your career. That's Virgo rising. Libra, 9th house and Libra rising. Scorpio, 8th house. Other people's money. Inheritance. That's good. It's hitting a lot of money houses on Scorpio and Scorpio rising. That T-square is hitting all your money houses. Sag, 7th house. Capricorn, 6th house. Aquarius, 6th house is day-to-day routine and health. Aquarius, 5th house, love, things that give us joy. And Pisces, 4th house, home. There you go. Pisces and Pisces rising. I'm a Virgo. My career is art. I'm telling you what, Sarah, with this Jupiter and Mars in do you know your rising sign? It's really great for Virgo rising too. I like it in the rising signs, but Virgo sun as well. Career. Good expansion in the career. Good expansion. Just be careful and roll. What? Oh, okay. Expansion. Just stop. Just stop laughing.
I can't help it. My Scorpio's slipping out everywhere.
You know, I think the main thing is to watch this because I think it's going to be interesting to watch. I think a lot of this is going to be mundane. And you have to remember with all this going on, and we have a tendency to forget of all the hot spots that are in the world right now that can be triggered. There's a lot of hot spots going on.
Volcanoes.
And we got to watch those areas of the world. We've got UK. UK is a hot spot right now.
France,
Ukraine,
Australia,
and the Middle East.
Yeah, the protests over in the other countries are crazy huge.
It's crazy. UK is crazy. UK.
If you don't know about them, it's because you've been watching the mainstream media probably. Because the mainstream media is not reporting on them.
They're not?
No.
Well, you better get out of the mainstream media and watch what's going on in the world because it's crazy right now.
It is.
UK is crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought.
Aren't they protesting some kind of special new police force or something? Like a jet police force or pet? I don't remember what it's called.
There were some. There was a Taylor Swift dance class that went on. They had a Taylor Swift is over in the UK, and she's on tour. And they had a little girls' dance class in a little city, and they were doing a Taylor Swift night. And somebody went in, and I think 3 little girls were unalived, or maybe 4. From the ages of, I think 4 to 8 were unalived. And what happened is just one thing led to another, and that brought out protests between 2 clashes in the society, which are people that have come there across the border and the people that live there. And it's a mess. It is a mess. And now people are getting arrested for posting things on social media. They're literally getting arrested for making Facebook. If you retweet something, you are going to jail.
You can't make this up.
No.
You can't make this up.
And the people are really, this is very classic of Pluto and Aquarius sitting on 0 degrees.
People are going to rise up.
They're already doing it.
It's going to happen.
It's of all places, UK. I never thought it would happen there. Yeah. So that's going on.
Words.
We'll have to look at their chart soon. Very sad. So be careful the next 10 days or so. Just be very, very cautious and careful. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Because we can't stop what's going to evolve and coming.
No. And protect yourself. Protect yourself. One more time.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
Right.
If you walk up to somebody and your gut instinct says walk away, walk away. If you are walking on the street and your gut instinct says to cross the street, cross the street. Follow your instinct. Follow your guidance. That's spirit trying to help you stay safe.
That's right.
And simply pulling up to a corner at a stop sign when you need to turn right and something tells you to turn left, turn left. Go around the block. Go around the block. Either there's something you need to see down there, or spirit is redirecting you to keep you out of an accident or something like that. I call them niggles with Niggles. The spirit's just kind of nudging you. Hey, you need to go over here. Follow that. I have found some really cool places by following those. I needed a new place to harvest sage. I use sage to cleanse my home. And we have prairie sage, white sage, that grows wild here in Nebraska, and it's very strong. It's very good. And I needed a new place. And all of a sudden, there was a detour on the road I usually take, and I could go left or I could go right. I was going to go left. Spirit said, no, go right. So I went right. And it was just a mile that they were doing the work. So you went a mile this way, a mile back over, got back on the road. So I went this way, turned, went that way, another stop sign. I was going to turn. Spirit said, go straight. So I went straight. And I heard pull over. So I pulled over. And I got out of the car and I looked down. So I heard look down, and there was this rock. And here we have like gray to bluish rocks with a lot of white mixed in. I don't remember what it's called.
Ooh.
But on that rock, there was literally a hand like this pointing towards the ditch. So I looked over the ditch. What's there? Bunch sage.
Is that neat?
That's how things work. If you pay attention, that's how things work. If you're doing the daily grind, rushing, blah, 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 you're not going to catch those. If
That's
you do,
right.
you're going to ignore them. But sometimes if you listen, you can hear spirit and you can find some amazing things.
Super important. So in 2 weeks we'll be, I hope we're all wrong. I this is one time I really want to be wrong. I said that in July and it wasn't wrong. The astrology never seems to be wrong. And unfortunately,
It don't lie. It's just like numbers. Numbers do not lie.
no.
That post I was talking about earlier was by Starseed Astrology, and he's pretty accurate. I don't think he's quite as accurate as you are, but got to give you a plug.
Stop it. He's a doll.
But he's got a picture of the chart, and it's got 411. 411 is what? It's a number you call, or at least used to be able to, on a landline phone for information. You could get somebody's phone number, information. That's saying information. We're going to get information. And what do we talk about? New information coming out. And then below that, there are 050605, 1111. Numbers don't lie. Yeah, we're going to go through some rough stuff. We're going to get some information we're probably not really prepared for, but everything's going to be okay.
It's
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
This is a new birth. It's a new transformation.
Yes.
And it's the taking down of the old guard. And we've said it since 2020 that we knew this was coming, especially with the Pluto return.
Yes.
And it's the old guard is coming down.
We're overdue.
It's already collapsed.
What was happening up there when Rome fell? Pluto return.
Babylon.
What happened when our country was formed? When all these great words, I'm telling you, Rome, stuff like that. When they fell, it was Pluto return. And the United States is going through a Pluto return right now. The United States is not going to fall, but it's going to change in a better way, in a positive way, as long as everything goes the way it needs to, as long as these two timelines reconnect and heal itself.
And that may be your timeline that you talk about. That's your timeline shift.
Yes.
But in a Pluto return, basically it returns to what it was supposed to be. Okay?
It's okay, Sarah. We're going to hop off here in a few minutes. You're good. Go.
She is returning to her roots.
Yes.
America is returning to her roots. And nobody said it was going to be pretty. We knew it was going to be bumpy. But I didn't realize that this last push, although when we go into 2025, it's going to be just a whole new, we're not going to, we're going to be back a year from now going, I don't remember 2024. It's going to be that different.
This year has gone by so fast.
Yeah.
Day by day, it's been slow, but all of a sudden, we're halfway through August. Yesterday was August 1st, and it's difficult for me because of my TBI. Time has no meaning. 15 years ago could be yesterday.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to keep up on time.
Yep.
Day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute. Sometimes it is just spread and goes so slow, but then all of a sudden it's 3 months later. Where did it go? And then I have to think in order to remember what I did during that 3-month period. It's weird the way this thing works.
Crazy. Remember too, America, the moon, which is the people in the United States Sibley chart, is in Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius.
Over there, our little toe is right in it, and it's gonna be just be careful. That's all you can do is just be very, very careful.
The age of Aquarius is supposed to be a good thing. So let's make it a good thing. Seriously. We can do that. We can make it a good thing.
Absolutely.
When you get up in the morning, don't say, oh God, it's Monday. I hate my job. I got to go to work. No, you don't.
I say that every Monday. I don't say I hate my job. And I'm like, oh, I hate Mondays.
You don't have to, especially during Mercury and Pluto retrograde. What's happening right now? When you get up in the morning, I get to go to work. I am thankful for my job.
You're right.
I can pay my bills. I have a vehicle to get there. I have a roof over my head. I have a bed to sleep in. Be thankful for what you have.
You're right.
At one time, I had nothing.
I hate Mondays.
I had nothing. I went from living in my home to not having a home.
And now you got it.
It's taken a lot of work. It's going to take a lot more work. But
you got it.
I'm doing it.
You're doing it.
And some days it is difficult to get up and pick up that hammer, pick up that drill. But I do it. I'm kind of at a standstill because I've gotten it to the point where I'm comfortable. I have heat, I have AC, I have floors, I have walls, I have ceilings. I'm okay. And then I got scammed and I lost everything again.
But you're doing okay.
I'm doing okay.
You're doing
I got
great.
a job. I had to go to work. No, I got to go to work back to work earlier than I had planned. But I got a good job.
See?
With good benefits. I'm making some decent money. I don't have to live off credit cards. I got money left over when I get my next check.
There you go.
That's what I use to buy stuff for my home. I save everything I can from this check, pay my bills, save everything I can until I get my next check. And then what I got left over, that's what I can use for my home. I don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff on credit cards. I save up for things now. I've gotten my credit rating up from 420 to getting scammed and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Up to I'm about 620 now. I've worked hard at that. But did you know it's very difficult to get a loan on your home, which you own completely? It's paid off. It's mine. But I can't get a loan on it. You know why?
No.
Because I don't have a mortgage. I can't get a loan because I don't already have a mortgage.
You could get a home equity loan.
No, I can't.
You can't?
No.
I can get a home.
I can't get any kind of loan right now. Partially because of my credit, but also partially on every one of them, they put no mortgage payment history.
When you get that credit rating up to 700, you'll get it.
I'm working.
You'll get it. You'll get it. Well, honey, that's it for the next till about the 22nd, and then we'll meet up and compare notes and see what happened.
All right, that sounds like a wiener.
And get through this full moon, get through this week and next week, and we're we're riding high into a really
Let's get it.
not a bad eclipse in September at all.
Let's get it. Universe, bring it. Let's get through this.
Bring it. Bring
Let
it
things
all.
flow.
Let's get
Let
through
things
it.
flow. I used to hate retrogrades.
Nah.
Now I'm okay with them because they teach me. They help me grow. They help me shed things.
Well,
Let things
sure.
go. So use these periods. Use what is coming up in front of you as a tool. Be thankful this is here, because you might have buried that and not even remembered it happened. But now you get to work through it, and you get to understand it, and you get to feel it again. And then you can remove the emotion
Right.
from the memory that you gave it, and you can say, hey, thanks for that. I don't need this anymore. You can have that.
Yep.
And that makes room for new things to come in, new people, new jobs, new happiness.
New.
You just work through them.
Let the happiness in.
Yes.
Right on that Mars and Jupiter this week.
Don't worry, be happy now.
Right on that Mars. Well, have a great couple of weeks.
You too.
Bye, hon. Bye,
All right, we'll see you later.
everybody. Have a good week.
You too. All right, everybody. I'm going to jump off of here as well. I got a few things to do. And I appreciate you joining us tonight. It's always enjoyable talking to you. And I like seeing your comments. I like reading your comments. I know sometimes I'm not able to throw as many up as I'd like to because me and her are just going back at it, but I do try to read them all. You don't want to turn 45. November, I'm 55. That's double change. I'm all right with that. That's why I put a post up the other day. You know, hey, I'm 54, still single, gonna be 55 in November. What's gonna come in November? Double change, 55. That's a good thing. Something's gonna change for the better. Don't know what. Don't care what, but something is. I know it. So if you haven't already, go over on Facebook, YouTube, look for the R.I.F.T Nation Network, give them a like, give them a follow, ring that bell on YouTube so you get the notifications. That way you know when we come on. We have several awesome shows on. And on that note, we'll see you later. Thank you.